Data merge is a feature that will help you populate data from a data source. This is to help speed up the creation of photography lookbooks, business cards, catalogues, tickets, and there's a lot more possibilities with this feature. In the previous tutorial, Data Merge Basics, we took you through the key data merge steps, from creating a data source to designing a single page or spread, then finally to merging and generating this file. In this tutorial, I'll take you through the Data Merge Layout tool, which is located on the Tools panel. The tool lets you draw out a grid layout onto your page. It's also used to repeat the look of a cell, so you can generate all your records at the same time, but with different records from your chosen data source. The data records are merged into the order of your choice via certain options on the context toolbar, which I'll take you through in further detail later. This tool is ideal for creating business cards, tickets, badges, passes, and product specifications, like we're going to do in this document. Here we have the document we created in our Data Merge Basics tutorial. We're going to use the Data Merge Layout tool to create our product specifications, which you often find on the back of a catalogue. For this first, we need to add our data source, which you can do from Document and Data Merge Manager. You can import your data source here via the bottom left-hand corner. We're going to use this Excel file, but you can also use JSON, CSV, TSV, or plain file types if needed. Now this is imported, let's make sure we have checked on Preview with Record. This is a great way of seeing how your records are going to look once generated. From there you can make certain modifications to text frames or picture frames. Now let's locate our Data Merge Layout tool on the Tools panel. All you need to do is simply click and drag out the grid. I've already set margins up beforehand to help me with this. You'll have noticed that on the context toolbar, you have a lot of different options available when you have this tool selected. You can also change these options before dragging out your grid or after, as long as you have the Data Merge Layout tool selected. For now, I'm just going to adjust the columns and rows to suit the design. Notice on the Layers panel you now have the Data Merge Layout layer. You have a few options here. You can draw an object, for example, a text frame or a picture frame, while the layer is selected. Then this gets repeated into the other cells. Another option is to set up your objects beforehand. Select them either from the Layers panel or from the Work area by holding down Shift, or selecting them individually with Command on Mac and Control on Windows. Then all you need to do is simply drag them into the Data Merge Layout tool. Also remember to move your cursor to the right before letting go to insert them into the layer. As you can see, these are now repeated into the other cells. This method is great for time saving, as you can set up the text styles and all the objects in preparation for your data merge. Now let's go and locate our Fields panel from the studio. The Fields panel has all our fields from our data source that we imported earlier. It's also showing a preview of our first record, which we checked in the Data Merge Manager. All we need to do is double-click into a text frame, highlight any existing text, locate your field, and again, double-click to enter in the field. Let's go through this with the other text frames. Then we'll move on to adding an image field into a picture frame. As we enter in our field, you can see it using the text styles we set up earlier. This is to help speed up the process. Next, we'll add the image field into our picture frame. First, select the picture frame and simply double-click into the field again. And here you'll get a quick preview on how the picture will generate. Let's just select our cursor and change the properties. And select Done. Now we have placed our fields, you can see how this has been repeated across the other cells. The next thing I'm going to do is walk you through the other options in the Data Merge Layout tool. Let's focus on Preserve Cell Size. When this is unchecked, the cell size will change in relation to the grid layout size. You would check this if you have a particular cell size in mind, for example, a business card size. Next we have Gutter. With a gutter you can choose to have a gap in between each cell. I'm going to have 5mm. You can also adjust it manually by resizing the gutter. As you can see, it is adjusting our cell height. So if you want to preserve the cell height and the cell width, hold down Shift and adjust your gutter. Then we have the rows and columns which we used earlier. With record offset, you can decide what data record to start from on your merge. For example, you could choose to offset and start from the second record instead of the first. Record advance by default is set to 1, so it can advance by 1 every time a record is generated. But you can choose to skip records by setting an advance value of more than 1. For example, if you wanted to only merge every 5th record, Publisher will then generate your records 5, 10 and 15. This is really useful if you're creating mailing labels across a whole document. With Record Origin, enable an icon to set the start position in the grid that records will merge from. For example, for double-sided sheets, maybe for business cards, the cells on the back sheet need to be organised right to left using the right bottom setting in order to match correctly from the front. To show you the layout order, I'm just going to add in another column. When changing the layout order, you can check Show Record On to show the direction of the layout order. Choose between the two icons to either fill in order of rows and columns or columns and rows. Now let's go and set this to how we want the design. Now we've completed this stage, all that's left is to generate. Let's use our Data Merge Manager for the last time. And let's choose a range of 16. This is useful for a catalogue like this, where you only need one page to be used for the data merge. If you have a new document with only a business card design on, for example, you would choose all pages, as you would only need that page. But if we used all pages now, it would repeat every single page within the document, which is not what we want. Now let's go ahead and generate. And let's go and check the data merge to see if we need to make any modifications. One final tip to mention: if you have a lot of overset text, or you've chosen the incorrect properties for your image, it's easy to make the adjustments back in the final design. Then generate again, rather than modify each individual record. Data merge is all about time saving, so always remember to keep an original copy of the document so you can go back and make changes and generate again at any time. This is looking great now. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and thank you for watching.